Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a brand new Shop My Stash for you guys. So I do these videos seasonally. I like to switch out sort of my everyday makeup drawer as the seasons go. So it was time to sort of move on from all the summer makeup and move forward into fall. It's definitely fall. I know, I was like digging my heels in. I really wasn't ready, but here we are. It's fall now. It is October. So I was excited to swap out the makeup for the season, and I decided to do this video a little bit differently than I normally do. So normally I just pull the products out of my collection and then I hop on here and I sort of show you each item that I've chosen to put into the everyday makeup drawer for the season. This time I decided to sort of take you guys along for the journey and show you the process of me putting away the summer makeup and pulling out the fall makeup, how I wanted to organize it into the drawer and all that type of stuff. So you guys will have to let me know in the comments down below if you like this format better than how I normally do it, or if you don't care. I would love to get some feedback on that. I just decided it was time to shake it up a little bit, so I hope you guys enjoy while you're watching, and let's hop into the Shop My Stash video. So this is the drawer where I keep my project pan items, products that I'm testing that I haven't reviewed yet. All of my Shop My Stash items also go into this drawer. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is pull everything out and put anything away that I have tested and I just need to review for you guys, and kind of put everything back into their little home so we can clear out this drawer for the fall Shop My Stash items. Okay, so this drawer is now cleared out of everything other than like project pan items or things that I just use every day that I keep in here, like the powder I've got on the go, etc. So let's start grabbing out some things that I want to put into this drawer. I took out even the items that I'm testing and just left them in their little boxes so that I can know sort of as I go, as I'm testing things, I can put the boxes aside to remind myself. So just wanted to leave myself lots of room in here because I'm ready for the changeover of fall stuff. So I have left out this bronzer from Ciate London. I am still testing that, so that's gonna go in the drawer. In here, I have all of my lip products. As you see, there are many. So out of the sort of gloss section, I've pulled these 4 out. If you're new to my Shop My Stash videos, I don't limit myself just to what I've pulled out. These are just the items that I want to focus on for the season. So I've got the Buxom gloss in the shade Moscow Mule. So this is a really nice sort of neutral lip gloss. I also pulled the Persona lip gloss in Toffee. This one's got a little bit more pigmentation to it. It's nice with like a lip liner. This one here is the Tower 28. What is this? Tinted lip balm in the shade Mix. It's sort of just a like glossy, rosy kind of a shade, really nice and hydrating. I think it would be nice for this time of year. I also pulled out this one from Lancôme. Now, Lancôme is not cruelty-free, so I don't purchase from them anymore, but I do have this lip color. It's the shade number 202. It's just like a nude. These are an interesting formula because they're sort of like a glossy stain. They go on like glossy, but then they leave the color behind. And I just really like this nude color, and I kind of forgot I had it until I was just now going through these. I have been trying to push myself to use some of my liquid lipsticks. I haven't been doing super well at it, but it has been something on my mind. So I'm gonna pull this KVD one. This is like the original Kat Von D Lolita liquid lipstick. Like, do I like this? Do I not like this? I just don't remember. A lot of these liquid lipsticks really should be like on their way out. I'm also gonna pull out Ofra in Verona. This is a nice sort of brownie nude color. I think that's it for liquid lipsticks because realistically, am I even gonna use those ones? I also was thinking about this one here. This is from Dose of Colors. This is like more of their bullet lipstick. I don't even know if they make this formula anymore, but it's in the shade Mocha, and it's kind of like a pinky, it's like not focusing. It's kind of a pinky, rosy, nudie color with a little bit of a brown undertone. Really pretty, and I'm much more likely to wear this like more bullet lipstick formula. Okay, so over here, I've got some like lip glosses. If you hear some clicking sounds, it's this little lady clicking around. Hi, sweetheart. Is that a good girl? Mommy's doing the things. Okay, so over here, I was gonna pull out the Merit lip oil in the shade Au Naturel. I think this is a nice color for this time of year. Really comfortable, like throw it in your purse type of formula. I also have the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in, I think, Fenty Glow in my purse. So I'm gonna leave that in my purse and pull this one out as well. This is obviously more of a lip oil. And there was a couple other bullet lipsticks that I was thinking about. I know I'm pulling a lot of options, but if I don't do this, I will just wear the one lip gloss that's in my purse. So I'm gonna pull the Becca Ultimate Lipstick Love in the shade Taupe. Again, just like a good fall sort of nude color. And then lastly, I'm going to pull these two bullet lipsticks. So I've got this one from Pure. It's just this sort of tan nude color. It's the shade Guest List. And I've got this creamy matte lipstick from Colorkind. It's like a dark red. And I think I might actually wear this. I don't know if the shade's showing up. There we go. As opposed to pulling a red liquid lipstick, that was like my first instinct. I just don't think I'd end up wearing it. I feel like if I pull this one out, I might actually wear it. So we're going to take that out. In this next drawer, I have like highlights, blushes, bronzers, and like face palettes in here. And I want to pull out, I haven't used this in a long time, but this is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. It looks like this. It's so beautiful. It smells like chocolate or something. It smells sweet. So I think I'm going to pull that out. I've also got the Ciate London one that I mentioned earlier that I'm still testing. I also want to pull this Wander Beauty On The Glow blush and illuminator. I talked about this in my most recent BoxyCharm video, so I want to test that one out. And then I also wanted to pull out this highlight from Floss. This is the shade Sunbeam. This is like a cream to powder type of formula, and it's this really beautiful gold color. I think I get a lot of use out of that this time of year. That gives me sort of a pinky toned cream highlight on the Wander, and then I've got the golden tone here. I've also got a highlight in my Project Pan, but I am also going to pull out this shade here from Pretty Vulgar. This is in the shade Shimmering Swan. It's sort of like a rose gold color. This has been repressed. It was broken when I got it, but I like that as sort of a more cool toned option than the Mary Luminizer one that I'm trying to pan. So that gives me a few options. And then otherwise for blushes, I wanted to pull down some of my Merit ones. Specifically, I wanted this darker color called Raspberry Beret. I think that could be really pretty. And also the shade Beverly Hills, which is a little bit more of like a nude kind of a color. It's not so pink as some of the others. Sorry, it's like aggressive sunlight time of day. So I'm going to put those in there. And like, I really want to pull every one of my single blushes here, but I'm going to try to narrow it down. I haven't used this one in a really long time. This is from the brand Note, and it's in the shade Desert Rose. It's this really beautiful sort of warm toned orangey one. I think that could be really great for this time of year. And I also think I'm going to pull Nars Orgasm, because why not? Again, this is not cruelty free, but it is in my collection, and that gives me like a little bit more of a pink option. It is quite shimmery. I find when I use this one, I really don't need a highlight, like a separate highlight. So I'm going to pull that one out, and then maybe one more. Maybe one more. I'm also going to grab the Laura Geller Baked Blush in the shade Tropic Hues. I love this one so much. So that gives me like a cool toned option that's not, it's not shimmery. It's just got like a glow to it. It's really beautiful. So we'll pull those down. And maybe for good measure, I'm going to also add this one. This is the Basic Beauty Tipsy Trio Blush Palette. These are just 3 matte blushes that are really pretty. Okay, so this drawer I have concealers, primers, foundations, and powders. I have a powder that's almost done, so I'm focused on trying to use that up. And the foundation that I'm using kind of depends on what my skin's doing that day, whether I'm filming, whether I'm not filming. But one that I really want to make sure I get lots of use out of is one of these Merit ones. It's the shade, oh gosh. It's the shade Bisque. It's the darker of the two shades that I have, it looks like this. This is a great color for me this time of year because my tan is starting to fade. So like the lightest shade is too light. This foundation is too dark. This one's too light. Like I'm kind of in an in-between stage right now. And this is a really nice one for like no makeup days. You can kind of sheer it out or build it up. So this will be my foundation that I'm using when I'm not filming for the fall. I think by the time we get to winter, this color will be too dark for me. As for primers, I have this little small Makeup Forever one that I've been trying to use up. I've had it for a little while. I took it traveling with me this summer, but I really like to use it up and get it out of here because it is a small bottle and I have had it for a little while. So I'm going to use that one up. It's just like a hydrating primer. And then other than that Makeup Forever one, I'm going to pull this Touch in Soul Glassy Skin primer. This one, I really like something... I like something really slippy underneath of that Merit foundation. Anytime you're using like a stick foundation, I find it works better with a really glowy base or a really slippy base. So I'm going to try this one for that. I have had this for a while and I forget about it because it's like in the back of the drawer. But I think this could be a nice option with that foundation, and that kind of gives me like a nice hydrating combo for the days when I'm not filming, and then the days that I am filming I can use the Makeup Forever primer with a mixture of whatever foundations I can get to match me on that day. So we'll pull that out. Over here in this drawer, oh my gosh, it's so aggressively sunny. This is like tools and liners and mascaras and like brow products. This stuff just stays here and I pull things out as needed. It's kind of the catch-all drawer. That sunlight is so aggressive. I'm sorry. I tried closing the curtains, but then it was like weirdly dark in here. So we're doing our best. So I'm also currently doing a video series on my channel called my 2022 Eyeshadow Palette Challenge, where I'm challenging myself to use all of the palettes within my collection. So I've actually used, I think, all of the ones in this section. These are like my small palettes. And then I've got my single eyeshadows and then like liquid shadows here. So I did think about grabbing these two liquid shadows. So these are like duochrome. They're Ciate flips. And one is sort of purpley green and one is sort of goldy green. I thought those could be good like fall colors. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, you kind of can in the light, how they shift a little. So I thought those could be good options for fall. I try to always pull some sort of liquid shadow into my Shop My Stash because they do eventually expire. So I always want to make sure I'm using them. And then, of course, as I mentioned, I am doing this eyeshadow palette challenge. So I have gone through a number of these, but I had specific ones that I wanted to make sure I've pulled out for fall. Okay, so I have a whole stack of palettes here, and as I said, I'm trying to use all of my palettes in this calendar year. So these are just the ones that I specifically want to use during the fall time. So I've got the Tarte Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1. It looks like this. It's so beautiful. Unfortunately, you can't get this anymore, but this palette just screams fall to me. These sort of like cranberry tones, the oranges, the browns, it looks like such a good fall palette. So that one's gonna go in for sure. I don't know where I'm going to put these. They may just have to get like stacked on my desk here. But another classic fall palette to me is the Violet Voss HG palette. This is the Holy Grail palette. I have used this for so many weddings over the years, but again, it's just got those like really fall tones for me. And I haven't used this one in so long. It is such a beautiful palette. So definitely goes well on theme with like the Tarte Beauty palette. I've also got the Ace Beauté. This is their Grandiose palette. Again, those fall tones, it's just so beautiful. And this is one that I always reach for in the fall. So I want to see if I can create something different with this than what I normally do. I've also got the Violet Voss All of You Forever. Oops. Trying to open these one-handed. All of You Forever palette, and this is also like to me a very fall palette, very much like forest tones, and I've only used this one a couple of times. I think I got it like early, like late spring, maybe like going into summer, and I knew that I would want to use this one during the fall time. I've got a couple of Hip Dot palettes here that aren't necessarily like fall themed per se, but I feel like I could do some fun like fall looks with these. Something a little bit more unexpected I think could be really fun. Sorry, this is the Zion palette. It's like pinks and purples, and this one is the Ciate palette, so it's like greens and blues. I've also got the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette. I used this one the other day when I was getting ready for work, and I really didn't like the way that my eyeshadows turned out. I found it really hard to blend, and I didn't remember it being hard to blend, so I don't know if I was just like not okay that day, or if this palette maybe isn't performing the way that it used to. But this is a great, like, this is like the ultimate smoky eye palette in my opinion. So I think I can do some fun like neutral looks, like something like this with like the red lipstick would be perfect. And then of course I got the Ace Beauté Violet Sage palette in my last BoxyCharm. I haven't done anything with this one yet, but I'm very excited to play around with it. So these are the palettes that I'm going to do some looks with for fall. I know there's a lot there, but even if I only used each palette once, I'm okay with that. I just, if they're not right here, I forget. I have a short attention span. Okay, so I've just stacked the palettes here on my desk because I didn't know where else to put them, and I don't want to chance them like falling off. Anyways, I'm gonna leave them there, and then as I use them or as I feel like I've done the looks I wanted to do with them, I can put them back in their little home. And then I've redone this little drawer here. So this is like my project pan items, the things that I'm almost done with this powder. I'm just trying to use it up. And then I've got my powder blushes here. I've got that bronzer I'm testing out and a couple of highlights. These are the lip products. These are the tall lip products that wouldn't fit. The foundation, the blush stick. I've got the shadow flips, the 2 cream blushes. This is like not well organized, but I'm kind of at the mercy of my organizers. And this drawer is like short. It's short this way, so things can't stand up very easily. But I've got everything laid out here where I can see everything that's in the drawer. So when I'm getting ready in the morning, everything is just kind of laid out and I can grab what is appealing to me in the moment. So those are my selections for fall for this year. I did do this makeup look today with the products that I picked out in the footage that you guys saw. So I used the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale palette to create this eye look today. I did like a brown smoky eye. I have the Pure lipstick on in Guest List. I have this on. I have the Ciate London bronzer on. I have the blush from the Basic Beauty trio. Just a little bit of everything, and I was excited to sort of get up this morning and do my makeup and have sort of a fresh selection of items to choose from. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon in another video. Bye.